Listening test. This test is published and recorded by 9.0 Niner English. This recording is copyright. You will have to respond to questions based on the recordings you will hear. You will be given the chance to read the directions and questions, and you will be given time to check your answers. You are allowed to listen to each section once only. 4 sections make up the test. You will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet after the test. Now, listen to the first section. Listening Test 1. Easy. Section 1. Part 1. You will hear a conversation between 2 friends named Kate and Victoria about a new gym in town. First, you will have some time to look at questions 1 to 4. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4.
Victoria, look at this. It's a brochure for the gym that just opened on the southern side of town.
Oh, I've heard about that. What is it called? The Wellness Hut, right?
No, actually, it's the Wellness Hub.
Oh, my bad. I must have forgotten.
It says here that they've got a lot of equipment and classes to offer. What do you think? Shall we give it a try?
Does it say how much their membership costs?
It's £630 for a day pass, but if we enroll for a monthly membership, it'll only cost £149.50.
I think a monthly membership would be better. I could do with a little more exercise these days. You know, to get rid of all the pent-up stress from work.
Right. Let's see. It says here that they've got a cardiovascular area.
A cardiovascular area? That sounds interesting. What's that?
Apparently, it's the easiest place to start. Perfect for beginners. It's where treadmills and ellipticals can be found. If you ask me, it's a great option if you're only looking to ease yourself into cardio.
That does sound good for building my stamina. But I'm looking for something a bit more challenging. How about we try their functional training area? They have all sorts of equipment like kettlebells, medicine balls, battle ropes, and even a weighted sled. It's definitely the place to go if you want to become stronger and more agile.
I'm not so sure about that. We wouldn't want to go home feeling sore after every workout, wouldn't we?
You do have a point.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you will have some time to look at questions 5 to 10. Now, listen and answer questions 5 to 10.
Well, let me check if they have any other services that we might be interested in. How about we sign up for the group sessions? They have tons of classes that we can choose from. They have yoga, Zumba, and spinning classes.
I've always been interested in yoga, but I've never tried it before. Lots of people have told me that it helped increase their levels of energy and concentration. It improved not just their physical mobility, but their mental health as well.
Great! They have weekly classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays that last from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Oh dear, that won't do. I work on those days. What about the other classes?
Right. They do have Zumba, but I'm afraid they're only available on Mondays and Wednesdays from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m.
That's a shame. It would have been a great and fun option to help us burn calories and improve our coordination.
I suppose that leaves us with our spinning classes.
I've never heard of that before. Do you have any idea what spinning is?
It says here that it relies a combination of fast-paced cycling and strategic rest intervals that help individuals achieve a great total body workout. From what I know, it supposedly improves joint function and strengthens your core.
All right. And on what days do they have spinning classes?
It's scheduled every Friday and Saturday from 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m.
That's perfect. Let's sign up for that one. I can definitely make it on those days. Oh, and does the brochure mention anything about personal trainers? I might consider hiring someone to get the most out of my membership.
Actually, it does. You can hire a professional trainer for an additional fee of £30 per hour.
That's a rather reasonable price, I guess. And do they have any other facilities we should know about?
Well, apart from the changing rooms, they also have a lounge area where we can grab a quick coffee or post-workout snack. We might even meet some of the other gym members along the way. But what I'm most looking forward to, though, is their sauna.
Oh, wow! Do they really have a sauna in their gym?
They do. I quite fancy the idea of ending a day in the gym with a session at the sauna.
Me too. That sounds like a wonderful opportunity for us to give our muscles a chance to recover before we head home.
That is the end of part 1. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers.
Section 2. Part 2. You will hear a tour guide from a travel agency talking to a group of tourists who are visiting Singapore. First, you will have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you. My name is Gemma, and on behalf of Asia Connect Tours, I would like to welcome you all to Singapore. We will arrive at your hotel in approximately 20 minutes. For now, I would like to take this opportunity to familiarize you with the city and discuss some precautions you should take during the duration of your stay here. First, I'd like to ask you to remain seated until we reach our destination. Second, I know that you're all extremely excited to wander and visit the popular spots in the city. However, I must remind you of a few things that you should take into consideration before you do that. Some of you might not be aware of this, but unlike in most countries, it is prohibited to drink alcohol and party between the hours of 10:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. in Singapore. If caught, you pay a fine of up to $1,000. That's quite a lot of money, so I suggest drinking at an earlier hour instead. I also highly encourage you not to smoke, as this is forbidden almost everywhere. Really, the only safe space to smoke is in residences. But since you all will be staying in a hotel, it would be best not to light a cigarette at all. I'm sure you'll be doing a lot of walking around the city, so please be careful when crossing streets, and always make sure that you're using the designated crosswalks and walk signals, because jaywalking is considered a serious offense here. And finally, if you find yourself needing to exchange your money for Singaporean dollars, I suggest that you do it through banks or money exchange outlets. I do not recommend exchanging money at hotels, since you might not receive a reasonable exchange rate. With all that in mind, I assure you that you're going to fall in love with this beautiful modern city. Now, let's get to the exciting part. I'd like to talk about the itinerary of your private package tour. Today is a Sunday, and it's your first day here. So for now, We won't be going to any tourist attractions just yet. You'll have the whole day to settle yourselves and your luggage at the hotel and rest as much as you'd like. If you're up for it, you're also free to explore the city on your own. There's a shopping center close to the hotel that you can check out, or you can also taste the local cuisine at one of the nearby restaurants. If you're planning to go somewhere a bit farther from the hotel, you don't have to worry about getting lost. It's quite easy to navigate your way through the city, as there are a lot of transportation methods available. You can travel by subways, bus, or even a taxi. Either way, it's up to you to decide how you'd like to spend your first day here.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you will have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Now, listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Tomorrow, we'll officially begin our private tour by going to the most popular location in Singapore. It's the Marina Bay. It's an upscale area where you can see a lot of skyscrapers, hotels, and luxury malls. You'll also get to visit the Art Science Museum, which has become another favorite of tourists. It's hard to miss it because of its iconic lotus-shaped building. Inside, you'll get to see different styles and pieces of artwork made by different artists. Then, in the afternoon, you'll enjoy a lovely stroll along gardens by the bay, home to the incredible super trees that are 25 to 50 meters tall. On Tuesday, we'll take you on a tour of the colorful streets of Little India. For those of you who love spicy food, you'll definitely enjoy trying their famous Indian curries and other dishes. After that, we will take you on a walk along Haji Lane. It's one of the most vibrant streets of Singapore, known for its impressive street art and cafes. It's the perfect spot to take photos, grab a coffee, and shop for souvenirs. The next day will be quite different, with a guided walking tour along Chinatown in the morning. This bustling part of Singapore is well known for its delicious cuisine and impressive displays of culture. You can purchase a lot of things here, from phone accessories to steamed dumplings. Then you'll get to hop on a ride on the Singapore Flyer, which is a giant observation wheel that takes you up to 165 meters above ground and offers a stunning 360-degree view of the city.
That is the end of part 2. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers.
Section 3, Part 3. You will hear a conversation between two students named Amelia and Raymond, who are chatting about their experiences at a new school. First, you will have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
Raymond, is that you? Hi, it's so great to see you here. I can't believe how long it's been since we last saw each other. How have you been?
Hi, Amelia. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Although I am feeling a bit jet lagged from my flight here. I just arrived this morning. And I was hoping to take a walk around campus to familiarize myself with the area. How about you?
I'm doing great. I arrived a few days ago, so I've got quite used to the campus. I've already done some exploring myself.
Really? Why'd you decide to come so early? Freshmen don't have to be here till today.
Yes, I'm well aware of that. But I wanted to organize all my things and settle in as early as possible so I can take some time to look around and get used to my surroundings.
Oh, I see. I wish I'd done that as well. I'm regretting my decision to get here at the last possible moment because I might be too exhausted from all the unpacking to focus on my lecture on Wednesday. That's just 3 days from now.
At least you've got some time to rest before then. Mine is 2 days before that, which is already tomorrow. I'm feeling a bit uneasy, but I guess it's just a first day nerves. Luckily, my lectures don't start until the afternoon.
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll do fine. So, did you decide to do economics in the end?
No, that was my first option, though. I changed my mind after carefully thinking it through, and I made the decision to take up law instead. How about you? I remember you talking about wanting to choose environmental studies.
Yes, but before I finally settled on the course, I was considering biology.
I'm glad you picked the course that you really wanted. Anyway, have you received an email from your professors about texts that need to be read in advance?
What? Are you sure? I didn't know about that. Hold on. Let me check my email.
Yes, I'm sure. I've got a really long list of texts that I need to finish reading. 49 to be exact. I was quite shocked when I found out about it.
Ah, here it is. It's a pretty long list, but I don't think it's as long as yours. It's 42 sets in total. Oh wait, it's actually 43. I have no idea how I'm going to get through them all by Wednesday.
I don't think you need to finish them all by Wednesday, but maybe you could read them all through the week instead, just to stay ahead of your class timetable. You can check it out on the website if you haven't seen yours yet.
I'll check it out once I get back to my dorm. Have you considered any special strategies for keeping up with your lectures?
Not really. I guess I'll stick to traditional note-taking. Although I'm not sure how well this is going to work out for me, since I've heard that professors tend to go through topics pretty fast. Do you have any suggestions?
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you will have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now, listen and answer questions 25 to 30. You could follow what I'm planning to do, which is to record all my lectures on my phone. That way, you won't have to worry about rushing to write down all the notes during your classes.
What? Is that even allowed?
A lot of students do it nowadays, and I've been told that most professors don't mind. Some even record their lectures themselves and share them with their students. However, it really depends on the professor, so it's best to ask for their permission first before recording.
I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with the idea of recording my classes. I've gotten pretty used to writing notes, so I might stick to that instead. Also, there might be some lecturers who don't allow their students to record their classes, so I think it's safer to stick to note-taking.
You have a point, but note-taking has never been my forte. I often find that I'm unable to keep up with the lecture and write everything down. Do you have any tips on how I can improve?
Well, it's always a good idea to read short sections of your textbooks prior to the lecture because it'll allow you to identify the main ideas and important concepts that will most probably be discussed in the lecture.
Okay.
You don't have to write every single word the professor says. Just focus on the main points that the professor makes, and you can just fill in the gaps or define words and concepts you didn't catch during the lecture, right after the class.
Oh, that must be my problem. I've always thought that I had to write every bit of information down.
No, that's not necessary at all. You just need to determine what's important enough to write down. Oftentimes, repeated words or concepts are important. Those are the ones that you need to add to your notes. Also, it can be helpful to include the final remarks at the end of the discussion, as these often provide a summary of the important points in the lecture.
All right, I'll make sure to keep all that in mind. Thanks a lot, Amelia.
That is the end of part 3. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers.
Section 4, Part 4. You will hear a speaker talking to an audience about the impacts of climate change. First, you will have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Today, I'm going to talk about one of the biggest problems our planet is facing: climate change. It can be argued that it's our human actions that are responsible for increasing the Earth's temperature and radically altering the world as we know it, which is why it's of utmost importance that we understand the reason behind this change and its impacts on the environment and our future. Before anything else, let's take a closer look at what made this happen. Years of research have led to this conclusion that the root cause of climate change is a phenomenon referred to as the greenhouse effect. This occurs when gases in the atmosphere, such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, and chlorofluorocarbons, allow the sun's light to enter but prevent some of the heat from escaping. In reality, the greenhouse effect is vital for our survival because it acts like a blanket that warms our planet, preventing temperatures from dropping to a level comparable to that on the moon. If that were to happen, then the Earth would completely be inhabitable for humans and animals. For thousands of years, our planet's surface temperature has been mostly stable because of consistent moderate greenhouse effect. As a result, the Earth's climate remains suitable for humans and other living creatures to inhabit. However, scientists have documented a sudden spike in surface temperatures in the past few decades. After studying this occurrence, they were able to discover the link between rising temperatures and the increasing amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Since the Industrial Revolution, human activities have been adding more greenhouse gases, trapping even more heat on our planet at an alarming rate. While the Earth's climate has fluctuated in the past, it has never changed as much and as quickly as it has in the last decades. Although many may still not be aware of the seriousness of this matter, the consequences of climate change have already been occurring around the world. The effect of climate change is most evident in the polar regions. Both the Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets have decreased in mass, and other glaciers around the world are melting. This is quite concerning as it has already impacted rising sea levels. In fact, in the past 100 years alone, the average sea level around the world has risen to approximately 8 inches already. Climate experts believe that sea levels will continue to rise even more rapidly in the next century, possibly forcing coastal cities like New York to build seawalls in order to survive. Aside from humans, many plant and animal species are also grappling in the climate crisis. As the temperature continues to change, several land, freshwater, and marine creatures are forced to migrate to locations with ideal temperatures for them. Some fishermen will find the need to journey further to reach fishing grounds, and farmers will encounter difficulties growing crops in their once prime growing zones. The ecosystem is expected to continuously change as a result of the climate crisis, with some species relocating farther north, some acclimating to new climate, while some being unable to adapt could potentially become extinct. Climate scientists have discovered that the weather is also affected by warmer temperatures. Although it is not uncommon for storms and droughts to occur from time to time, global warming increases the frequency and intensity of these weather conditions. Hurricanes and typhoons will become stronger. Flooding will become more frequent. Drought and longer heat waves will become common. All these climate-related destruction could create permanent damage to people's homes and their lives. In addition to that, climate change can directly affect the physical health of humans. Many environmental determinants of health are becoming compromised, such as safe drinking water, sufficient food, secure shelter, and clean air. In many cities, the warmer atmosphere creates an environment that traps and increases the amount of smog. Exposure to a great concentration of smog can cause humans to develop a number of health-related problems such as asthma, heart disease, and lung cancer. Moreover, the changing climate can also cause more heat stress, an increase in waterborne diseases, and other disasters transmitted by insects and rodents. While it cannot be denied that humans are responsible for the extreme changes that have been happening to our climate, it also means that we can still do something to help prevent further and more severe consequences from happening.
That is the end of the recording. You now have 30 seconds to review your work. That is the end of the exam. You are now given 10 minutes to check and transfer your answers to the answer sheet.